It was a brand that's been gone longer than it lasted. Hi, it's Bud Wilkinson. Today it's a story on a 1947 Packard Clipper. The Packard brand debuted in 1899, and the last example bearing the name came off the assembly line in 1958. Jean Silinsky of Shelton, Connecticut, got her 1947 Packard Clipper in a trade 5 years ago.
And at the time, I had a 1980 Firebird Esprit that I used to go around and do shows with that I absolutely loved, but I always felt like the car was never mine because it was already done, and I wanted something where us as a family would build and make together and have it be ours.
She found it in an ad that said for sale or trade in Springfield, Massachusetts.
We went up there, we looked at it because this car needed a lot of work. It was run down, it needed a lot of body work. The interior was done, the engine was done, but it needed the work. So he says, "Are you sure you want to trade your car?" And I'm like, I am positive. There was just something about this car that I absolutely fell in love with. I don't know if it was the shape. I don't know if it was just the look. I'm not exactly sure, but I just fell in love with it. It was original paint. It was black lacquered. You couldn't even touch it. You turned black. It was disgusting.
The paint was rough. You just touch it and it's smudged and all that.
Jean's husband Bill tackled the restoration. He rebuilt the 350 cubic inch Chevy engine, added a fresh transmission, a posi traction rear end, air shocks, headers, and chrome side pipes, as well as mended the exterior despite not having any experience.
None at all. I worked a little bit as a mechanic in my younger years. Never have done any body work or anything exterior wise. The rocker panels were rotted away, so I welded those in, but fabricated new ones, and then painted it in the yard under a tent. We'd come out every morning and spray it because in the afternoons it would just get too humid. You couldn't do anything.
Fortunately, the chrome grille and trim elements didn't require attention.
There is nothing that we did to the chrome. That is all original chrome. All we did was just clean it up, buff it up, and did a really good polish on it.
What makes the Clipper stand out is the light purple color that Silinsky chose for it.
As far as the color, that's all me. I wanted it silver, but it's kind of an homage to my dad, who was in the car business his whole life, and he had passed away of cancer. So I wanted to bring purple into it. And every older car, fat fendered car that you see purple is always dark, really dark, dark purple. And I wanted to do a little something different. So I went a little light, and I got the inspiration from a 1965 Pontiac GTO. Absolutely loved the color that it had for that 1 year.
Pontiac called the color Iris Mist, but GM also used the color on Chevy models in 1965, labeling it Evening Orchid. It took some tweaking to get the shade just right.
Nobody had the paint code for it, so we made our own color. So I'm calling it Frosted Lavender.
Thanks to other upgrades, the 1947 Packard Clipper isn't as much of a handful to drive as might be imagined.
It's a boat. It literally goes down the road like you're driving a boat. But as far as easiness, yeah. I mean, it's an automatic. It's power steering, power brakes. It's good that way.
And it's a bit of a rarity.
There is not many of these cars left because it is a two-door. They didn't make that many of them to begin with. And as far as what we can see, we did a bunch of research and things. There's only 7 classified under the Packard site that are two-door left running in the world. There's a lot of them rusted out in junkyards here and there, but not running. And it's just the time, the effort. It was a family project, so it was fun. You know, will I ever get rid of it? No. Is the value to me worth more because my whole family worked on it? Yes.
That's my ride. In Shelton, Connecticut for CT Insider, I'm Bud Wilkinson.